Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you very much to all those who've been watching. It is inspiring me to carry on making these videos despite the fact that I'm not very good at them, but I'm going to keep trying. So bear with me, hopefully they'll get better. So I just wanted to give you an update because the last video was not so great, so it's just to get you up to speed. So we have been making a jig for the subframe so we can mount it onto the car and then know where all our mounting points are. We have got it most of the way there. There is some slight tweaks that need doing, but there is a little bit of room to correct that, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So we've got the mounting points for the subframe. We've got the mounting points for the lower arms. I think they're the main ones we need to worry about at the moment. There are some other bits and bobs like the anti-roll bar, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. We'll fix that afterwards. It's positioning, although it is important, it's not absolutely detrimental, so we'll get away with it in one way, shape or form. So what I want to do today on this video is to show you how I'm going to correct the issues that I've got going on with it. I'm not going to be one of these channels that just kind of hides it all in the background and not show you what actually going on, what can actually happen. Because at the end of the day, we're not a machine shop. Things don't always turn out perfect and we have to work around it, and I'm going to show you how. So just bear with me, let's have a look. Just to show you what we're trying to do here, what we need to happen is these holes when the jig is on the subframe for the bolts just to slot through them. No resistance, no struggling, and we're not quite there, as you can see. So we'll get as many in as we can and then work with the ones that we got issues, and I think the main one is over there that we got problems with. Or even possibly here. So like this, nice and free. Same there, nice and free. That's one of them. Little bit tight, but we are loose, so minor. Same there, nice and free. The issue is going to be these two front ones. So this one is out and this one is out. See the angle of the bolt. So we're going to have to sort that. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do, these are fairly close. I mean, they're definitely close enough. The other side the same, the back one's nice and free. So it hasn't got to be absolutely millimetre perfect. So getting it like that, it's not a million miles away. That is pretty close. So with all four subframe mounting bolts in, we've got the two back lower arm ones that they're at the back, and we are fairly close, not a million miles away, but still not quite right. So I think what we're going to do is just re-drill through these holes, make them a bit bigger until it's nice and smooth, and then we'll put some washers in here because we have still got a gap there, which was intentionally for this reason. So the good thing with these 80s are, this is the lower arm. Obviously this is a bit rough, this is not one we're using, but when you come to the ball joint there is adjustment. So you'll be able to get your wheel alignment right just using that. So even if we are a millimetre or two out here, we'll be able to correct it here. So it's not going to be a big issue. So this one is a little bit tight. In fact, it's gone really tight. Oh, it's probably because of this, isn't it? That's something we should bear in mind when we put it back on. Right then. So we know over here we need to make these both a little bit bigger. So let's do that. $12 instead of $10. We're not going to get that. And we're not going to get that either. We'll get that just about. Beautiful. Not quite as big as we want it, but that's definitely big enough. Clean. Where'd me bolt go? There it is. Still a bit tight, that one. So that tells us this one was more than a mil out. Right then, so now we've got them going in and out as they should. It's not a big problem. This one's a little tiny bit tight. That one's a little bit tight as well. It's nothing major though, so I can live with that. There's got to be a little tolerance to error. So all we need to do now is get some washers in these gaps with the bolts in, so that we can just tack them on, and that's going to be our position then. And from that point, we are pretty much ready to get it on the car. Like these. So the general idea and then tack that weld that on there. Job's a good one. Our margin of error is then this much. I think the newness has worn off that. Close enough. You little bugger. Better. Oh, is it? Is it? happens with galv. I didn't realise they were galved. Should have ground them down. You see how the weld didn't grab at all there? It's because the washers are galvanised. So I'll just do a dirty weld just to hold it in place, and then we'll clean it up afterwards. When it gets gummed up like that, just clear it out. That's why you keep seeing me tap it and stuff. So what happens otherwise is it starts arcing inside at the bottom here, and then this whole thing starts to stick. See the difference there just from cleaning it? I don't know if you can see that. The difference there just by cleaning it. There you go. So that's all four lower arm mounts, all four subframe mounts. It's all the way down. As you can see, I just pushed them in by hand. So that's exactly what we need, just like that. So the only thing we really need to worry about now is that these are not at 3 points, they're only at 2. So if I take this off and then give it a bit of a knock on here, then they're going to adjust. So I've got two choices really. I can either roll with it as it is and be careful, or I could just put some little supports in, and they don't need to be anything mega. Most of the strength is here, so it's just to stop it swaying left and right. So for what it is, I'll see if I've got something that just makes it nice, quick and easy, and we'll do that. Majoritively pointless bit of square bar, so I've just cleaned it up, and then we'll just use that and trim it off. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we bloody elbow. Well, I missed, didn't I? Good welding, good welding. Really? Well, it's done the bar, hasn't it? Thank you. Not pretty, but it works. Oh, yes. That's never coming off there. And then repeat 3 more times. But I can't show you because I need to charge this. Right, so we got those extra bits on. I thought it would probably be a bit unfair to not involve you in the first fit. So cross your fingers. That is a country mile out. Millions. And now we go and cut all of that off. I think them welds were alright. All the grinding dust. We got there though. Apologies. I had to charge my phone again. So it is on. All we had to do was get rid of the old mounts that were there. But it is there. So just going to tidy up a little bit and then I shall explain what we're doing next. In fact, I might as well just do it now. So I was originally going to use these plates like this, the ones that are snapped off before, definitely welded on properly. And then I was going to use gussets, which is basically just piecing the metal together to give it support. But we're not doing that. I had a better idea. So our 6 pound a length scrapyard material is just the right size as it happens. So this is a hole, saw, drill, whichever. That is the same size as the tubing. Now the tubing is cold drawn steel, so it's pretty strong stuff. And I was using this to drill through the plates to get them on. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to drill through the middle of this stuff, and that's going to give us little ears either side as well. Then we are going to be able to put a hole through it where we want the mounting point, and then it will just marry right up to the tube that's already there. The only thing we're going to have to do different is, because the mounting is way too close to the body mount and it's no longer a pressed steel subframe like this, the tube is slightly in the way. So we cut into the tube slightly and then put a bit of angle iron in there and a nut on the back of it, basically, so that we can go straight to that. So watch this space.